Yo, I made a video before about how Honkai Star Rail became the standard of gacha games. And some retards were saying, why don't you criticize Honkai like you criticize Genshin? Why is this video not talking about the negatives? Yes, they want negatives in a video talking about the standard of making games. How genius! But this is also free content, so let's talk about what's bad and what can we improve in Honkai Star Rail. Quick question, what's 4 plus 4? Wrong! This video is sponsored by lootbar.gg. If you want to top up in Honkai Star Rail Genshin with cheaper prices only using your UID, Lootbar is the best place. Because Lootbar is highly secure, fast, and has so many discounts. For example, if you want to buy 6k Genesis Crystal, you have to buy them for $100 in Genshin, but here you buy them for $85. Okay, currently there's more discounts and I'm going to buy some Jades in Honkai Star Rail just to prove it to you. The price is $50, but here I'm gonna buy it for $39, and after paying we're done. Okay, and I got him. So it was very fast. I got them in 2 minutes, and now I'm gonna get the Jades. We also got the double top up. Make sure to click on the link in the description if you wanna get more discounts. Anyway, back to the video. So it took me some time to think about the problems in this game, and you know, I always talk about seeing the other perspective, so I had some fun time trying to see what's annoying in this game. Some things are kinda simple and some things actually need to change. Some other things are not gonna change, of course. The one problem I found is that you cannot cancel your ultimate in so many circumstances. I wish that I could cancel my ultimate, and of course this might make the skill ceiling for the game a little bit less, but I do not see this as a skill issue because some mobs have some RNG, sometimes you do more damage than you expect. So I think this is the most important flaw in the gameplay. Now if I go to the story, I think most of the story was good, but we all know that so many people liked Penacony, but I think it could be better by making them talk a little bit less, you know? Even if this storytelling was better than most of what Genshin was doing, it's still a yap fest. And you cannot convince me that they cannot make it a little bit better, or at least if there is so much yapping, then you can make so much more cinematics. Because watching a character just talking without any expressions, without any movement, just standing there for like 3 minutes and reading might be boring for some people, and I think everyone agrees that adding more cinematics will be better or making them talk less. Another flaw that cannot be fixed kind of is that the Lofu story had so much problems, especially in the storytelling, and most people affected by this are day one players. We were waiting every single update to just get 1 hour of story or 2 hours, unlike what we had in Penacony. Besides that, it was also a little confusing, and they were kinda throwing so many characters, and of course it has some positives, but as I said, I'm not gonna talk about positives in this video. If you wanna see positives, go watch the standard video. Now, since this is a gacha game, I think being a gacha game is a flaw. If you disagree with that, let me tell you this. What if they just reduce the pity at 50 now? Without changing anything, we don't see more power creep, the game stays as generous as it is, I think everyone will be happy. And if you can get every single character for free without the need to spend, will be even better. So this is one of the flaws that will never change. The game can be very generous, but the gacha system is always a flaw in any game, in my opinion. The only good thing about gacha is the adrenaline that you get when you win a 50-50 or get your character, but if you look at it in another way, it's called addiction. Now there are some actual very important flaws that I discovered, but before that let me talk about something very simple. Why do we not have a jump button yet? I mean, it just feels so weird. And I shit you not, some people actually quit the game because they couldn't jump. I remember people talking about how they quit the game before because it doesn't have jumping when it started, or they had a bad impression at the start because you can jump. Now another problem is the events. Some events are good, but some other events like the last editing events that we got in this update, it was insanely bad. I still didn't finish it. I do not want to do it. It's so bad. It's so boring. I agree that most of the events are kind of good, but holy, they have some events that are just bad. Now let's go back to the gameplay and metas and things like that. First, I think that the end game is sometimes about getting the character more than having a new strategy. You can look at it in a way that it makes some characters more viable, but it also makes you want to spend more and need more characters. When you do not have a Himeko or a built Herita or an Argenti for like the pure fiction, you will feel that. Which makes me want to talk about power creep. Yes, I said in the last video that they're kinda handling power creep in a good way, but it's still power creep. Some characters like Zila are power crept, and I still don't see how they can make her work again. Maybe they're hiding something for her, but for now, characters are getting power crept, and even though they're fixing it, it's not enough. Which makes me want to talk about paths. I think that some paths are kinda losing their identity. Sometimes you feel that it's good, but in the same time you cannot expect anything from the paths. Now what is the nihility? Is it about debuffs? Is it about main DPS? Is it about dots? If you look at it in some other ways, it might not be a very bad thing, but at the start of the game it was a little more simple, so people can understand, and if they see a new character they know. Maybe the only consistent one was the harmony, and the most versatile one is probably the destruction, but as I said, they still didn't lose the identity, but they're going through this path, so we will see in the future. Now there's something that I want them to add in the game, especially with the golden gears and swarm disaster. I hope that they add more meaning to this mode. For example, if we can farm something very rare there, it will give people that wanna play the game for more hours more content to do. It can just be a hat for the character, it can be anything rare, something symbolic, and I think the simulated universe or golden gears, everything like that would be the best place to do that. It's not an MMO, it's not made for this, but I don't think an addition like this will be bad. If people are not interested, they won't do it. Just something, as I said, symbolic will be cool. I don't know, maybe unlocking a secret boss that gives you an emote to dance that you can use in every character. It will be something funny, cool in the game. Because since I talked earlier about end game, I think that the end game is very separated. You always play the game for the same amount of time, even if they add more end game, the rotation won't change. So adding something like that might add more replay value to the game. Another problem would be we still don't have relic loadouts, or at least good relic loadouts. I won't talk a lot about this, but it's obvious that it's a good thing, and it saves so much time. And talking about saving time, the simulated universe farming is annoying. But I have to say that the devs said that they're gonna fix it in the next patch, but I had to throw it there. So for the people that are saying, no, it wasn't a problem, then why are the devs changing it? But we will see how good it will be. So I just wanted to put it there as the last thing. And this is actually everything that I found, or the problems that I found in the game for what it is. And to be honest, I think it's one of the best gacha games, and I still think that it's the standard of gacha games. Anyway, that was the video. Bye bye.